Now, December is not only holiday time, it's also Stokvel season, which means that millions of people across the country will be getting payouts from the money that they've been saving in their Stokvels all year. However, this time of the year is particularly risky for Stokvel social clubs. It's not just Stokvel members who are eagerly awaiting their annual saving payouts. The criminals are waiting too. Now, members of Stokvels have increasingly been targeted by criminals during this period. But to talk to us more about this matter, we are now joined virtually by chairperson of the National Stokvels Association of South Africa, Andrew Lukhele. Andrew, good to have you with us here on Morning Live. Welcome to it.
Thank you very much. Good morning to everybody.
Perhaps for those watching this and not quite au fait with the concept of a Stokvel, or maybe someone's visiting from another country and watching this right now, let's start by just explaining what a Stokvel is and what the roots of this concept are.
Yeah, a Stokvel is an informal savings club which affords people an opportunity to save money together. A Stokvel thrives on the principle of trust and peer pressure. People who form Stokvels are people who know each other very well to ensure that all the rules and regulations that govern the Stokvel is shared among all the Stokvel members. A Stokvel has sustained black communities for many years because of lack of facilities and amenities which were afforded to other communities in this country. And the Stokvel is not just a South African phenomenon. It's something shared by many countries, especially among the disadvantaged communities.
So how big is the Stokvel sector in South Africa?
Yeah, it's very interesting that, in 1994, with the dawn of the new democracy, people thought Stokvels were going to disappear. Unfortunately, Stokvels are still here. It is researched and found that about 11 million people in South Africa are members of Stokvels. There's an amount of 50 billion rands per year that circulates among these groupings. So Stokvels play a very important role in terms of inculcating the culture of saving in this country.
And that is quite significant. And also significant, Andrew, is, of course, the evolution in South Africa's deeply rooted Stokvels, because what you're seeing now is there are also younger people, younger generations increasingly being attracted towards Stokvels, and also individuals across higher income brackets. What do you think is the factors that are driving those?
It's very interesting that research shows that the living conditions of black people in South Africa has improved slightly, to an extent that the middle class people move out of the townships to go into the suburbs and all that. But interestingly, the chaos and the vibrance of the township draws those people back into the community. So Stokvels transcend all those the classes in terms of attraction, and that drives the culture of Stokvel, because if I'm a member of a Stokvel, it's not an individual thing. It's something that I share with my family members. So people take pride in supporting someone who is a member of a Stokvel. And this is very interesting that even the younger people, as you mentioned, they have new needs. They have new expectations of their lives and daily experiences, and they see value in the communal aspect that is associated with the Stokvel, and that keeps the Stokvel culture moving.
Andrew, let's now talk about Stokvel payouts. It's that season, and the journey to these anticipated payouts isn't always a smooth one. You know, for some, unfortunately, heartbreak awaits when they discover all sorts of things. Maybe sometimes the person entrusted with the hard-earned money is nowhere to be found when it's time for those savings to be distributed. How do people go about avoiding that heartbreak?
Yeah, I think it's very important to highlight that much as this is a topical issue, not all Stokvels have a problem of payouts this time of the year. There are Stokvels which are long-term, like burial society or something like that, they have no problem in terms of December because a burial society is like an insurance. People put money away until someone dies or something like that. So there's no need for them to worry about December. However, yes, you're correct. There are those Stokvel groups that start their operations in January with a short-term objective of sharing the money in December. These are the people we're talking about. Most of the time, they put their money away into a banking facility with the hope that this time of the year is the time to distribute the money among the members. This is the problem, where they will identify about 2 or 3 people to go and withdraw the money in the bank physically. So those people will go into a bank, get the cash, 200,000, put it in the paper bag or something, get into a taxi. That on its own is risky. On top of that, they're going to assemble themselves into someone's house, Mrs. Kumalo or Mr. Ndlovu's house. And the word spreads among the community members that in that house, there's 200,000 sitting there without security and all those things. That lands people into a risk of being mugged. And in many instances, people die because there's resistance and fights take place. I think it's very important that people change the way they do things to ensure that perhaps they embrace IT or technology, talk to a bank where money is not being distributed physically, money is being deposited in people's accounts. When they assemble into someone's house, it's just to reconcile the books and ensure that everyone has got what is due to him or her.
And of course, that speaks to the situation and the pitfalls where the money is actually there. But we know, Andrew, sometimes, unfortunately, people make off with the money. So how important is it for members to actually have access to or go through, check on the bank statements and proof of deposits to ensure that the money that they are contributing actually finds its way into those accounts?
Yeah, we have people who have designed apps where every member, in the past, we used to rely on maybe 2 people as signatories in the bank. It's very important. But with technology, every member can have access to the app, and every withdrawal that takes place in that account reflects in every individual's phone. So that makes it easier for people to check to track where their money goes and to question whatever happens. I think technology is the way to go in today's time.
And then just a final one, Andrew. You are the chairperson of the National Stokvels Association of South Africa. If people are unhappy about their Stokvel, the situation they find themselves in, are you the port of call for them? Can they report it to you? And also, do they need to affiliate to your organization in order to be able to find assistance through you?
No, not necessarily. Listen, if something happens in your Stokvel, let's talk about members taking someone's money. Let's leave the outsiders. A chairperson or a treasury runs away with the money. That is fraud. I think what Stokvel members have to do is to ensure that their Stokvel has a constitution. The constitution helps members in the event of something happening which is untoward into the group's activities. Now, when they go and report to the police that someone ran away with our money, they have something to put in front of the court that this was the aim of the group, just like any other company. You break the rules of the company, you get subjected to some legal action. So Stokvel members are not immune to that system. They're not exempt to that system. So they need to produce a constitution to show that this member transgressed this act. As a result, we are due to whatever is due to us. And the court action takes place. We can't have parallel legal structures to cater for Stokvel members.
Well, Andrew Lukhele, thank you so much, chairperson of the National Stokvels Association of South Africa, speaking to us about Stokvels and, of course, also some of the pitfalls and things that happen during this time of the year when we get into the festive period.